beautiful people, love and sunshine, welcome in. I hope you're doing well today, wherever you are in the world. This is our palette, again, inspired by Monet, and episode 2 of Most Influential Influencers. He is our star artist again, number 2 in the series that I am doing at the moment. And I'm painting on a 12 by 16 again today. It's a gallery wrapped. And I'm just going to start unlidding the palette today. It's a light blue. I have my leftover, let's call it aqua teal. I don't know what is entirely in that. That is phthalo blue with a bit of black in it. And this is Hooker's green and a purple for the next one. Yeah, beautiful. I love that purple. So pretty. I'm going to actually put a little bit of gold in this, even though Monet certainly wouldn't have used metallic paint in his creations. This is an unbleached titanium as well. Now, I'm going to put all of the colors down in the description if you want to look down there for more detail as to what's in them and all of those kinds of things. I'll also leave a link to a video that has how and what I use to mix my pouring mediums and things like that as well, if you're interested. I'm going to do a swipe today, so I'm actually masking up the sides of my canvas to use that technique to keep the paint on the canvas until I'm ready to release it off of the canvas. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'll just leave the palette down there at the bottom. You can see the purple actually it's mixed, the pouring medium that I mixed with that one, it's actually got a lot of Floetrol in it. And you can see how the Floetrol is bleeding onto the cardboard card that I'm using. So I don't know what is in Australian Floetrol, but it's obviously got some kind of, I feel like it's oil or some kind of oily thing that makes it smoother as a paint, shall we say. I have no idea what's in it, but whatever it is, it's good. I'm just going to put down my paints on the canvas here now, and I'm actually trying to replicate somewhat in a very abstract, deconstructed way, mind you, the layout, the composition of Monet's canvas for Morning on the Seine. And as I do that, I'm going to actually talk a little bit about the series Morning on the Seine that has inspired this palette. But before I do, can I ask you a huge favor by hitting that like and subscribe button for me if you have not done so already. Popping a like or a subscribe on the video helps me out so much, and I'm trying to grow the channel, and your support means so much to me. So thank you in advance. And yeah, let's get on with diving into a little bit of the history of this beautiful series that Monet created. It was painted between 1896 and 1897, and Claude created 21 canvases that captured the Seine River near his home in Giverny at dawn. And what makes this series remarkable is its obsessive focus on this single motif, the river at sunrise. But instead of just repeating this scene over and over and over again, what Monet did was captured the subtle shifts in light and the weather, like the mist that was present at dawn every day for the entirety of him painting this series. And it's like he was trying to paint time itself. I mean, he was painting the physical river, but he was trying to paint the feeling of like watching the change in the light and the conditions, and while everything else around was staying the same, the physicality was staying the same, but the time and the mood is what he was capturing. And I mean, I love the guy. He was brilliant at what he did. And to make this happen, he had a pretty full-on routine. He used to get up at 3:30 a.m. to head out on a boat, to a flat bottom boat that he'd converted into a floating studio. And here's a little picture of his rendition of him actually painting it. There was no photos or, whatever of it being, of him painting, but he actually painted this picture. And it was anchored on the Seine. So he was painting the river from the middle of the river on this little boat that he'd set up. And I mean, like, how beautiful is this? Imagine being out there all day. Oh, wow. Like, so good. Anyway, and from there, he could directly paint on the water, surrounded and immersed in this environment, in the silence of nature, or, like, nature isn't silent, but in the quiet and the stillness. Imagine that at dawn every day that he could get up to paint. So it would, and that was part of what he was trying to capture. And I imagine that, being in that environment, just completely him floating, being immersed on the water, trying to capture the essence of the water. Yeah, like, it would make it so much better, so much easier to do. I mean, what a lucky, like, imagine having a studio just floating around on the water. Oh, wow. That would be so cool. Anyway, so the other part of interesting historical, like, to me, what, apart from having a studio floating around on a boat, he didn't just actually work on one canvas at a time either. He used several canvases at a time, which is quite fascinating to me. And he switched between them as the light changed. And that way he could catch those fleeting transitions, like little moments where the mist lifts, or the first burst of sunlight coming through, or the way that the color sort of diffuses a little bit as the sun hits certain parts of the foliage on the trees, or a reflection on the water, and he used this same approach for other series that he did too, like the Rouen Cathedral, and also his very famous series Haystacks. And for the cathedral paintings, which I'm not actually covering at all in in my videos on Monet. So I'll just talk about it briefly now. He actually rented out a room across the street from the cathedral and lined up dozens of canvases and tuned them all to a different time of the day or weather condition. And as the light shifted, he'd move from canvas to canvas that actually matched what he was seeing. So that's a pretty interesting, I just find it really interesting approach to doing that. He's a legend. I love him. The mood for this series is very quiet and introspective to me, and he leaned a lot in the palette into cool blues and violets, and with the warmer tones sneaking in as the sun rose, which is why I threw in the gold. I just wanted a tiny little bit of shimmer of the sun. And I know that when this painting actually dries that I'm doing here, the gold's going to lift it up a little bit when the light actually hits it. So that's my little bit of I don't know, I guess signature sunshine to the piece, because when you look at the piece, he has actually really, in my opinion, captured when the sun hits the water and you get that little bit of a glimmer and shimmer on it. And I really wanted to capture that little bit of sunshine in my piece too. So there we have it. Monet first showed this series for the first time back in 1898 at the Galerie Georges Petit in Paris. But today you would be able to find pieces of it at the Met or the North Carolina Museum of Art. But if you're looking to find my pieces of artwork, they're not in any galleries, especially not the Galerie Georges Petit. You'll find them on Etsy. There's a link for my store with some of my creations as well as my canvases for sale listed on the Etsy store if you want to go check that out and support me there. That would be awesome. And I'm just finishing up, touching up the corners on this piece, and we're nearly, yummy. Look at my little man. And look at the wet result of this piece. You can see that little bit of glimmer of the gold coming through in there. The cells from the lacing of the swipe in the unbleached titanium are just awesome. I love this so much. It's come out really, really well. It's literally exceeded my expectations of how beautiful it was going to be. And the dried result is amazing as well. It dried up quite dark, which I was expecting. The Hooker's green and the Phthalo blue was always going to dry a lot darker than what you see as a wet paint, which is fine, which is why I wanted to put the gold in there to lift it up a little bit. I love the way the colors have blended in this piece. It's just awesome. I love it so much. This is probably one of my most favorite pieces that I've done so far. And if you think so too, can you please boop that like and subscribe button for me? And I will see you in the next video.